If there's one NASCAR racer who will admit to having a bad season, it's Alex Bowman. He has now suffered not one, but two injuries less than 8 months apart. As devastating as this news may be for fans, we can't help but feel concerned about Bowman's career. Having to suspend racing right in the middle of a hot season is something no NASCAR racer wishes for. So the question now is, how soon will Bowman get back on track? And how much will this injury affect his career moving forward? Join us in this video as we discuss these questions and more. Racing can be unpredictable and accidents happen on the track. All racers hope to come out unhurt or at most with minor injuries, but sometimes they get unlucky. Unfortunately, Bowman has joined the unlucky crew this time as he has ended up with a nasty injury, a spine vertebrae fracture. What makes Bowman's case even more frustrating is that it didn't happen on the track. His accident occurred during a sprint car race on the night of Tuesday, the 25th of April, 2023. We can only imagine how hard the news must have hit his fans and teammates who saw him race the week before. So, how did his team take it? Alex Bowman's manager, Jeff Andrews, didn't seem too upset. He said, "We will miss him here this weekend. We want him to get well and get back here soon. He's having the best year of his career in the Cup Series, and this is a temporary setback. We look for him to come back strong." Those words may not seem too comforting, given that Alex Bowman is the star showman of the Hendrick team. And then again, this season hasn't been a great one for Hendrick Motorsports. First, they lost one of their major stars, Chase Elliott, who was off-road for a month due to a leg injury he sustained while snowboarding in Colorado. Now, the team's superstar, Alex Bowman, will miss time on the track again. This begs the question, who will fill in for the team? Well, it's none other than Josh Berry, of course. If you remember, the Hendrick team picked Noah Gragson last year when Alex Bowman suffered concussion symptoms and could not compete at the NASCAR race at Talladega Superspeedway. But this time, it's Josh's turn to take the baton. It's not surprising that the Hendrick team quickly put Josh Berry to fill in for Alex Bowman because Josh Berry has proven himself to be a competent fill-in driver. He was the fill-in driver for Elliott, during which time he participated in 3 oval races and managed to finish second place during the race at Richmond. That was Josh's best performance in the Cup Series, and it surely earned him a special spot in the heart of the Hendrick Motorsports team. But before we talk about what awaits Josh and the Hendrick team, let's talk about what will become of Alex Bowman and his injury. If there's one injury that racers dread, it's a spinal vertebrae injury. This is because it not only takes a very long time to heal, but it can also have consequential effects on a driver's performance in the future. In fact, research shows that about 6,000 spinal cord injuries yearly are caused by car accidents, and we all know that motorsports contribute significantly to these numbers. These injuries can be life-threatening and cause complications that require constant nursing and rehab. Although we don't know how severe Bowman's case is from his statement, it seems his condition is not so bad. Here's what Alex said, and I quote, "First, I want to let everyone know that I'm feeling okay. My focus is now on healing and resting. Being out of the car is never an update any driver wants to make. I'm thankful to Josh Berry and Hendrick Motorsports for stepping up to the plate, and I know the entire Alley Racing team will give it their all these next few weeks." Reports suggest that Bowman will only be out for about 4 weeks, but we don't know if he'll ever be the same Bowman we knew before the crash. This injury could leave a flaw, a scar, or anything that may affect Bowman's performance. If we take a case study, let's look at a racer like Denny Hamlin, who suffered a terrible auto crash and broke his back. If you know how much Denny was hot on the tracks, you'll agree that his performance went downhill after the accident and only began to pick up in later years. There's a chance that Bowman could suffer a similar fate, especially since it's his second injury in just a few months. In case you missed the first Bowman accident, he had a concussion after his car wrecked at Texas Motor Speedway in 2022, which resulted in him missing 5 races. Adding this injury to the previous concussion spells bad news for Bowman, especially considering his position on the leaderboards. So what will be his fate in the sport? Will he drop down the leaderboards too? Let's wait and see. Bowman was never at the top of the leaderboard, though he had a pretty good standing at 9th place. However, Bowman will probably lose at least 100 points now. It's important to remember that the Hendrick team had already lost 60 points due to a penalty. With Bowman missing another 4 races, he will drop way down in points. The only way Bowman can make up for lost points and qualify for the playoffs is if he can somehow win a race. Luckily for him, Hendrick Motors has boasted some of the fastest cars this season. However, it will come down to whether or not his injuries will hamper his driving. So far this season, the concussion from his previous accident did not seem to affect Bowman that much. He had his most consistent season ever, with 3 top 5 finishes and 6 top 10s in just the first 10 races. If he can maintain this level of performance, he might just save his chance at the crown this year. But what about the team? Will Josh Berry be able to lead the team to victory? With Josh Berry filling in for Bowman, he'll be racing at Dover, Kansas and Darlington, all 3 races. That's enough opportunity for Josh to show off his skills, just like the time he filled in for Chase Elliott. However, for a track like Dover, one of the most challenging tracks to race in NASCAR, Josh will have to bring his A game. The Kansas and Darlington tracks won't be too much of an issue for Josh if he can keep his speed and handling in check. There's still a chance that the Hendrick team could absorb this temporary setback caused by Bowman's absence and race well into the playoffs. What they need now is consistency. If other drivers, like Byron and Larson, can up their game, Hendrick Motors may just manage to fly to the top again. Right now, thanks to his prior experience filling in for Elliott, Berry has more experience in the Cup cars, and certainly the Hendrick Motors and Bowman Chevrolet are sure to give him an added advantage. There's also speculation that the tracks Berry is set to race in are very similar to tracks he's raced on before. Therefore, the entire Hendrick team is confident they'll get by without Bowman after all. Now that you know how the Hendrick team and Josh Berry hope to take care of things while Bowman's away, you may be wondering when the superstar driver will return to the NASCAR tracks once more. So let's talk about Bowman's return. Now, I'm not a doctor or anything, but if we consider statistics and all of that, Bowman might return during the North Wilkesboro All-Star race, or all the way to Gateway in June, or the Coke 600 at the end of May. Assuming everything goes well, with injuries like these, it's never a good idea to rush the rehabilitation process. Alex Bowman must be certified to race before he even gets behind the wheel for training. So, from rehab to training to showing up on the big screen once more, in addition to the expected treatment time, it may take 2 to 4 weeks for Bowman to complete rehab, training, and return to racing. If Bowman can maintain his star performance pre-accident and come in the top 3 a couple of times, he'll surely save his position this season. And if he can beat the injuries and still come back to win the Cup, it will be one hell of a comeback. Do you think Bowman will still be able to perform on crazy tracks like before? Let us know your thoughts in the comment box. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next hot video. That's all for this video. Bye for now.